35 years ago, I met Michaela and her mother for the first time when they came to Duchenne to be interviewed for acceptance as a freshman. So much has happened during those 35 years, Michaela. From those plaid skirts and red sweaters, and it's all part of your story. Your brother Jim reminded me of words he told me then. If you can harness all that energy, she is going to do great things. And you have. President Michael Doherty sent me some of his reflections about Michaela. Michaela is passionate about paying it forward for their Sacred Heart education. From a financial aid student at Duchenne to the board at the Joe from 2008 to 2014, and chair of the Development Committee, she raised awareness in the wider community of the Joe's mission. During her 4 years as chair of the Development Committee, the scholarship fund has increased to $2 million. Increases in scholarship funding have made it possible for the Joe to increase its enrollment by more than 60 students. And it has made it possible for the Joe to significantly strengthen its academic program and student success. He goes on to say, Michaela is a visionary. She sees what is possible and encourages people to dream big. Michaela has the courage and confidence to know that new levels of success are within our reach. I asked some of your friends from the class of 1985 at Duchenne to share some reflections with me. And they've said, Michaela said she would never be the person she is today without the love, guidance, stability, and friendship of her Sacred Heart years. Duchenne gave her and all of us a foundation of confidence and support. She wanted her children to have the same Sacred Heart experience and to pay it forward, to help provide it for other children. Her scripture says, what you have received as a gift, give as a gift. Her friends said we frequently talk about the traditions, expectations, sense of community and friendship that we all experienced at Duchenne, and how important they were in our lives as young women. We have a special bond that transcends time. She is selfless and tireless, nurturing and kind. She rocks, and we love her. She was never embarrassed about being on work study to help support her Duchenne education. She used it as an opportunity to meet other people and to serve Duchenne. She is welcoming to everyone and is always a positive force, and I've never known her to judge anyone. She lifts up everyone around her with her faith. Michaela lives the Philippine spirit, and I might add, the spirit of Helen Bruns Ryan. Mother Janet Erskine Stewart wrote over 100 years ago, remember that whatever happens to you, you must say to yourself, according to circumstances, joyfully and thankfully, humbly and submissively, or bravely, or if need be, defiantly. This is all part of the story. And the story is God's love for you and your love for God. I'm grateful to be a part of your story, Michaela, as we all are. We are so proud of you, and we are thankful for your life, given in love. Congratulations and thank you.
Wow, that was really beautiful. Thank you, Sister Miller. I stand here tonight because of you. You once told me God draws with crooked lines. I am certainly a testament to that statement. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for coming out tonight to support the Joe. I am Michaela Dorigo. I am the youngest of 8, and all of my siblings are here tonight. Our 90-year-old mother wasn't able to make it and is in Nebraska, but she is here in spirit. And of course, my dad is smiling down from heaven. I also want to thank Helen, even though she didn't want me to mention her name. She's been a tremendous mentor to me, and if I can be half the woman that she is, I will have lived. Thank you to all of my friends, and last but not least, my husband Pete, and our 4 children, Mary Claire, Dominic, Katie, and Danny. In the fall of 1980, my mom and I started the journey of looking for high schools in Omaha, Nebraska. It was important to my mom that I attend a Catholic high school. When we visited Josephinum Academy of the Sacred Heart, I was 5 feet into the building when I could sense the history and the tradition. I felt God. It was my choice, but it wasn't up to me. My mom and I didn't have a lot of money. We could not afford the tuition. When we sat down with Sister Miller, who was the head of school at the time, she said, "We will take her." For me, those 4 words were very transformative and life-changing. I started at Josephinum in the fall of 1981. Part of my financial aid was work study. I had to work in the school during the school year, and every summer I had to work at Josephinum for a month, for 40 hours a week. Work study, as you might imagine, was also life-changing. I know it sounds glamorous, but on summer days, when my friends were going to the pool or something, I was going to work with Carl, the engineer, who was a World War II veteran. Although poor Carl wasn't a typical vet, he was a former German soldier. Carl was missing the middle finger on his right hand. I was afraid to ask him how that happened. I can assure you, I got to know every inch of that school working for Carl. On the bright side, through work study, I developed a strong work ethic, which I have applied to my whole life. At the end of the day, I wouldn't have been able to go there without it. It is amazing what you will do to make something work. Attending Josephinum really shaped my life and afforded me the opportunities to make lifelong friends, grow in my faith. My favorite place today is still the chapel at Josephinum, and now feel connected to the students and the alumni of Sacred Heart schools all over the country and world. When Pete and I had children, it was my dream to send them to Sacred Heart on Sheridan Road. When Mary Claire started kindergarten in 2004, she started in 2004, and our youngest son, Danny, is now in 8th grade and will be graduating in June. It has been a wonderful journey, and I am thankful my children have had a Sacred Heart education. In the spring of 2006, I received an invitation to a luncheon for Josephinum at the Michigan Shores Club. I didn't know anything about the school, but I went to learn more. I didn't know a lot of people, but there were some Sacred Heart moms who were there who invited me to sit with them at lunch. At that lunch, I was hit with the same feeling when I walked into Josephinum for the first time as a 13-year-old girl. My love and devotion started for Josephinum, life-changing. I could relate to these girls. At that time, the Joe was 99% scholarship. Here they were, receiving the greatest gift, a college prep education. I wondered what it was like for them to take a bus up Sheridan Road to the Michigan Shores Club from the Wicker Park neighborhood of Chicago. I could tell they were grateful. Soon after, I joined the board and I worked on the development committee. At that time, we started off every year in the red, Michael Doherty, I know you remember this. Every dollar we made went right back into the school. Every event I chaired, I went into thinking, we are at zero, here is my goal, let's go. Thanks to so many of you here tonight, we hit every goal at every event, every year. I was on the board for 6 years. The Joe has come a long way since. For every year, we rely on your support. We are counting on you. My story is one of gratitude. Yes, it is people like all of us here who made my education possible. In my silent thoughts, I wish I could go back to the folks in Omaha who helped me and thank them. But tonight, we are here to pay it forward. I am fortunate that Pete values education like I do. One time he told me, all of your dreams will come true, just not all at once. Well, this is another life-changing dream. Thank you.